So that's one thing that I'll use on the stair stepper. I've never told anyone that before, but
now the whole world knows.
Pro tips.
But I do that for sure. All right, gonna read some reviews. Welcome to episode 13, right?
13.
Episode 13 of Yellow Colored Glasses. And let's see here. Melissa W. Left us a review, and she was recommended by a friend. They communicated well and worked with me to find affordable insurance after my State Farm rates went up due to inflation. The agency facilitated an easy switch, provided great information, and did not make a heavy sales pitch. Altogether, a great experience, especially as they save us quite a bit of change at basically the same coverage. So thank you, Melissa W., for leaving that review. We appreciate it. Those help us a ton. So yeah, we appreciate that. Love the new music. We're trying some new stuff.
Epic.
So on the podcast today, we got presented a question by Caleb a couple weeks ago here in the office, and he's like, what makes you guys motivated? What keeps you motivated specifically in the winter? And I think he was talking about basically like health and wellness, right? But so we're gonna talk about that aspect, and then as well as business stuff too, staying motivated since we've been going at this for 14 months now. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today.
This is round number 2. We attempted this podcast yesterday with technical failure. Actually, that was on Wednesday. So 2 days later, we're trying for round 2. So hopefully
Yesterday got away from us, a little crazy.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah, so motivation. I'm not motivated all the time. Like I said on the first one. I feel like discipline carries me through. And then I was also thinking about this, that I feel like another thing that keeps me motivated is idealizing myself. So like, what would my ideal version of me look like, and visualizing that and thinking about what that would look like. Well, my ideal version of myself is healthy and fit and consistently going to the gym. So if I think about that, putting intention towards thinking about that kind of motivates me to take action and be that idealized version.
I like that. That for sure. So do you guys ever picture yourself, like when you're like, if you're on the treadmill or you're on the stair step or whatever, do you picture yourself like on a beach running how you want to look?
No,
I'm counting down the minutes till it's over.
You're gonna laugh at this, but you guys are really gonna laugh at this. I think it's kind of weird, but Mark Wahlberg, you guys know who Mark Wahlberg is? He's kind of jacked, right? He's kind of my height. We're like, if I was gonna be jacked,
dude, I think Mark
I feel like
Wahlberg
he might be
is a
shorter
lot
than
shorter
you.
He might be, okay, but he's very...
he's like 5'7".
He's very in shape, So sometimes I will actually picture myself when I'm on the stair stepper running, like in the, what was the movie with him and The Rock? Pain and Gain, you remember that movie? Running like Mark Wahlberg with my shirt off, and I'm in the best shape of my life, and it keeps me motivated. So that's one thing that I'll use on the stair stepper. I've never told anyone that before, but I
but
do
now
that.
the whole world knows.
Pro tips.
But I do that for sure. So, what about you guys?
Go for it.
I am a very consistent person.
You are.
I have my routines that I do, and I do them every time, no matter if they're good or bad. So wintertime kind of slows down for me. I use the excuse of hunting and being out and not getting out of my routine a little bit. So food-wise, I stay pretty consistent, I think. I like eating the same thing over and over.
Jake's a creature of habit.
Yeah, I do the same thing every single morning, every single day, every single evening. It's probably to a fault sometimes.
No.
But,
No, it's good.
No, I guess to stay motivated, like, are you guys talking about the gym?
Yeah,
Right.
in general.
I like going. I like that is a stress reliever for me. I like going there. It kind of clears my mind. So I'll go there no matter if it's twice a day and get 2 shitty workouts in. I got there at least twice a day, or if it's there once, I got a good workout in. That's great too. So I stay consistent with that. I also kind of give myself some lenience to say, okay, hey, it's okay not to be as consistent, for 2 or 3 months here, because we're going to have deer season, we're going to have holidays. So I kind of just give myself the, hey, it's okay not to have your diet strict, have your workouts on point here. So that way, come January 1, I've kind of taken a break and I'm ready to go. And I know the goal is to go consistent 12 months out of the year, but you also have to have a season of breaks.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
and I don't beat myself up with it. Like, if I eat bad for a weekend or if I don't work out for 2 or 3 days, I'm not going to get down on myself.
And I
on
think
it.
that's a key in staying motivated and staying consistent is giving yourself grace, having goals and staying on track, but also like eat the pizza and eat the cupcake every now and then, in moderation, within reason.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you also have to, I actually listened to this guy the other day, and he said you have to have some kind of emotional attachment to your motivation, right? Like, if you're going to the gym, okay, why are you going to the gym? Is it because you want to look really good? Is it because, everybody else around you is getting sick and you don't want to get sick and you want to make sure your body's, in its prime all the time? And, that's a big deal for me. Like, I don't necessarily go to the gym because I want to look a certain way. Like, I want to feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And if I don't go to the gym, I don't feel the best, right? No matter if that's mentally, if that's physically, there's people that look way better than me, way more jacked than me, whatever that is, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. But I go to the gym and I'll feel good, personally.
The gym is definitely a mental thing for me. That is that gives me my mental clarity. But obviously I want to look and feel good too.
Yeah.
On top of that. But as far as staying motivated with getting to the gym and eating healthy, more consistent than we tend to do sometimes, it's just something that I'm looking forward to. Something that's in the future that keeps me motivated, whether that's a trip or a concert or something that we have planned that I'm
Working towards.
Working towards okay, this is what I'm motivated for the next 3 months or whatever that looks like type thing.
For sure.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more about how, honestly, just my health, overall, as I get older. I know we're not old yet, but, get into your 30s and stuff and, things start happening, right? You gotta make sure that your health and, like Jake said, feeling good and feeling, every day, that's super
And I
important.
think at a younger age, I probably did it, to look a certain way or whatever it is. But honestly, I feel better than I've ever felt in my life at 31.
Yep.
I feel the strongest. I feel mental clarity, motivation. I literally feel the best I've ever felt.
Good.
Personally.
That's so good.
So.
Another thing that is very hand in hand with going to the gym and moving your body is eating healthy.
Right.
And I know we touched on this the last time we talked. What we do is meal prep for lunches every Sunday. So on Sunday, we meal prep all of our lunches, and then we eat fresh meals in the evening. That's kind of what works best for our schedule. It hasn't always been like that. So in the seasons of change, we kind of have to modify what we're doing so that we can stay on top of it. But that's just kind of what we do. And I know you guys talked a little bit about doing something different.
In our house, well, not you necessarily, but you help me. But we like to meal plan for the week.
Dusty never gets credit for anything. I do this sometimes.
I'll ask him for what sounds good this week or whatever. But we meal plan, and so I'll cook dinner and make sure there's enough leftovers for the next day, and sometimes enough leftovers for the next lunch and dinner, and we'll have a leftover night halfway through the week or whatever. But as long as I know what I'm going home and cooking, we're really good at staying on plan. If I don't schedule out the meals, we might go visit Adele a few too many times, but as long as I have a plan of action, we stick to it.
No, I don't think you're giving us enough credit on our routine that we have, and just to let
That's true.
here, we're very, very consistent.
Yeah.
For having a 5 and a 3-year-old, being consistent is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
And just so you know, Jake, and even you, to realize, you leave the office to get the boys.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I get home, you've already had them for an hour, and you're getting ready to start cooking dinner, and you're already please do something with these kids.
Because I've had to fight the whole homework
Okay.
and
So, for example, last night, by the time I got home, I'm out in the yard playing an hour and a half of tackle football with Macklin and Asher, and we go in and we eat, and it's like, hey, after we're done eating, they want to go back outside and play more. So then
Yeah.
it is you doing that.
No,
part.
Right,
no, I
right,
don't
but
agree
it's-
with that. I think it's both of you. I think both of you have to put in energy to execute all of that.
Right.
You have to come home and play with the kids so that she can get X, Y, and
Absolutely.
Z
Yeah.
done. So
Exactly.
That's a team
Yeah.
effort. It's not
It
all
is.
you. It's 100%.
no,
both of
I
you.
wouldn't be able to get the dishes done if he wouldn't have taken them back outside. Like, it is definitely a team effort.
know?
But as far as like the meal planning and knowing what we're gonna have, like, he gives me ideas and stuff, but I make sure we
there-
have everything we need.
Yeah.
There's zero reason for me to have we're talking about good. You said you haven't said it on today is because you said you said it last time whenever our stuff didn't work. But like you eat the same thing over and over because you know what it's like. You love it. You're looking forward to it. Why would I cook a meal that's gonna suck whenever you cook
That
something
is
that's
true.
amazing? So
That's true.
anywho,
Valid.
I think we do a really really good job with that.
Yeah.
And it
But
works.
to elaborate on that part where Jake likes to eat the same thing consistently, you said it's because you know it's going to taste how you like it every single time.
And we're a little different. Like me and Michaela, just personally, like I'm very weird. I don't like people touching my stuff. Michaela doesn't like people touching her stuff. We all know that.
we learned that.
Okay. So, but I've always kind of been like that. So, like Michaela, I do my own laundry, which is about once a week, and
On a good week.
on a good week. But I got a lot of clothes, so I got enough to feed me for like 3 weeks if I don't do
Feed
laundry.
me.
But so usually, typically, ideally, I like to do it once a week, and I say that because we do a lot of things separately, right? Like we do have our things that we do together, of course, but like eating wise, I love eating the same thing over and over. I actually don't like it when it's changing, okay? Before we started doing this, Michaela would go to her job, I would go to my thing, and I would meal prep my food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 6 days of the week. So literally I would come home and it was the same shit every single time. Over and over and over. And honestly, that would get a little like, I'm coming home, like, I gotta eat this. And a lot of the times, you guys are gonna laugh at this, it would be the same meal for dinner that I ate for lunch. Because I would just make a big bunch of, sometimes I would get lazy and I'm like, I don't wanna make different stuff, so I'm just gonna make a bunch of one meal.
Right.
Like ground beef.
So I'd have like
With
ground
steak
beef,
seasoning.
steak seasoning, and like rice and maybe some broccoli.
That is one thing I cannot do.
And just
Just
straight up
ground-
ground beef.
no,
Yeah. Maybe
no.
put some sauce on it. For lunch, chicken, rice, and broccoli, right? And it's not even because I'm just some kind of like health freak. It was just easy to eat, and
And it kept
was
you on
clean.
track.
Kept me on track. So I say that because I would literally come home. We would eat dinners separately. Like we would do no cooking. She would eat her meal prep. I would eat mine at different times. I would actually go to the gym when she got home. She would do her Lime Life stuff. I'd come home. Like it was just totally different. So
I know.
now things are
Yeah.
totally changed, and I love it because now she's like doing stuff on like Pinterest and looking up all kinds of crazy recipes and meals. So every night is something different. And even though at the beginning I'm like, this is a berry
Variety.
bowl,
Variety
I don't like
is-
this, but it's really good. Like all the meals I love.
The reward is worth the risk. Many times. And
But
sometimes it doesn't work out.
You
but-
also kind of like, like, oh, Jake would probably like this.
Yeah, I know what
So
you like.
you do feed into that a little bit.
How many days a week do you make green beans?
Only one day for my meal prep so I can get
For
my
yourself.
fix. Yes.
I don't even like looking at green beans. We had a situation with the can opener last week. It broke. And there was
Both of
like
them.
3 big ass things of green beans, and she's like, she's over there trying to get it, and I'm like, I told her, I was like, stop, like you're gonna cut yourself, because and I'm like, she wasn't listening, and finally she did listen. She goes, fine, here. So then I grabbed it and just all around it, and I hate
my
green
favorite.
beans.
I love green.
I don't even like the way they look.
You doctor them up really, really, really,
Dude, no
Well-
matter how much someone doctors them, they're blah. No
You
offense.
liked my mom's.
No, I
once.
did not like them. They
You
were
tolerated them.
Edible. Like I could put them in my mouth and swallow and then take a drink of water. And that's no offense to anybody. Like I can see where
No, it's okay. You don't like a food.
If somebody likes green beans, yeah,
don't
they
like
are
mushrooms.
great tasting. There's nothing about green beans
No.
is good.
So, anything else on motivation for
Like
winter
health,
time?
health and wellness.
I think, and I said, okay, so for me, I know now, and it started whenever I was coaching. I knew that the wintertime months, I could always tell, like, when I would, like, for years and years and years, I would basically gain, like, 15 to 20 pounds at a certain time of year.
Mm-hmm.
And then, boom, New Year rolls around, get towards spring, head into summer, lose it all, get back to, where I was, all that stuff. Now it's like, okay, I know what's coming. I know what happens at this time of year. How am I going to not make that happen, right? And so for me, like we always talk a lot about books and stuff, and especially with books and with business and motivation with money and where we want to go and all that stuff. So a few months ago, I read The Miracle Morning. I think that's what it was.
Heard
I
of
didn't
it.
get all the way through it. But I did start to put certain things into play with that, and that has helped me with like my morning routine. By the way, on your morning routine, are you doing anything like with the helicopter on the lake yet? Like where you're doing the skiing? Is that part of your morning
Yeah,
routine?
so I get up and I'll swim about 75 miles with all the local ponds that we have.
And welcome bullshit.
I'm not even a good swimmer.
But morning routine, and I don't know if that's anything. Are any of us super great at a morning routine? Like
No, I mean my routine. When I say I'm very strict, like I do the same thing over and over. Like I don't. I mean, I wake up. I sometimes even though I don't like working out in the morning, like I get a way better workout at night, right? I love that I've been going to the gym in the morning. Okay, I hate coming to work and this is the first place I come. I don't like that. I like going to a place, going home, showering, and then coming back to work. I'm just refreshing because as soon as I get up. Honestly, Michaela gets on me on this all the time. I'm reading emails. I'm going through my messages that people sent me the last night. Like, that's the first thing I do. I get up and then I will do all my stuff that I have to do in the morning. And then I will get around for the gym. And then I'll slam a pre-workout, 300 or 400 milligrams of caffeine, go to the gym, and ready to go. Right? Then I'll go home, take a shower. But it's not like I get up and read a book or do this amount of this or that. Like I don't need that. Like some people might need that, but I wake up feeling very 9 out of 10 times, no matter if you guys think I'm grumpy or not, like I'm ready to go most of the time. Unless I had a long weekend.
Yeah, I have
Morning
very many of those.
routine. Morning routines are very important for me.
Yeah, you're definitely morning routine.
I am a morning like to the time on the clock. Like I need to be in the shower by this time. I need to be getting the kids awake at this time. Like, and if it's like, so I always wake the kids up at 6:45. If it's 6:46, I feel like I'm late,
Yeah.
and that's just like I'm very much a creature of habit in the moment, like in my morning routine. Morning routine is
I'm like that, but it's task oriented and not time oriented. Like I just need to go through all of my things that I want to do.
I guess it's task and time. Like each task has to be done by this time.
If it's 6:50 and the one that's supposed to be done by 6:50 is not done, I'm hearing, oh my gosh, I'm late. We're late. We're late. No, we're good. We're good. It's okay.
I'm very good with being late or not being late.
Yeah, in theory. Okay, if
That
if
is one
there's
thing that drives the mountains crazy about me is I just do things on my own time.
I don't think we need to
Free
get into
spirit.
this.
I don't even give a shit.
you're a free spirit, we love that for you.
It is bad. I've been working on it, but
So if
honestly, it's a catch-22 because I
I-
keep working on it. But then I'm like, you know what? I don't need to work on it. Like I'm just doing my thing. Like,
I think that kind of comes back to us being teachers and coaches.
Yeah.
Like we had, like if we weren't there, the teacher wasn't there, like type thing. So
No, it honestly came from Coach Messenger playing basketball for him. He just had this saying of if you're, early's on time and on time's
Yeah.
late, and it was just pounded into our head. 15 minutes early for everything, or you're late, and it just stuck.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
the way
how
it's been.
that's how we grew up, right? Like I was never late for school. Never been late for work when I worked for an employer. But now, like, I mean, and I don't know if that's bad or not. But now, like, I just feel like, you know, as long as I get my work done, I'm in control of everything that I do. And if I get here 10 minutes late, but I stay an hour and a half later, like, or if I'm working at home, whatever that is, as long as I'm getting my work done, that's all that makes me feel accomplished at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And now again, I get the respect part on the other people, but if I'm at an appointment, right? If I'm going to meet with a client, I'm always on time, right? I'm never late.
Sometimes we got to drive 80 miles an hour. 80 miles an
Sometimes,
hour
you
to
know,
get
you gotta
there.
say, okay, let's put the seatbelts on. All right, boys.
Turn
we're
the
gonna
turbo on.
Looks like we're 22 minutes late right now. We got to speed it up. We got 22 minutes to make up.
We're driving to Omaha, and we're literally looking at the maps. Okay, well, we knocked off a minute there. Knocked off a minute there. Oh, Dusty, it's saying, I don't know what happened. A second ago, it was saying we were 22 minutes out, and now it's saying we're 27. What's going on?
Dude, we
Take
were
a different
going.
route.
Traffic was accounted for at that time.
That was so funny. Let's talk about that. So we're heading to Omaha. One of the biggest meetings, I would say, you know, to date with our agency. And we're supposed to be there at 10 o'clock, and it's a 4 hour drive. No, we leave at 10. We were supposed to be there at 2.
Yeah.
We're driving, and
Supposed
I'm
to
like,
leave at 10. We left at 10:30.
10:30. And I had said 10:30, and Dusty had texted in the group, no, we'll leave at 10. So I immediately like, no, we're leaving at 10:30, just because I'm trying to go with what I want. So we leave, and we're driving. You know, Dusty and the other Caleb we have in the office, they have to go to the bathroom like 7 times, you know, on the way. And so we stop, we do this thing and all this, and driving, and I'm like, all right, we're good. You know, we're gonna be there at 5 minutes late. I'm like, I could make up 5 minutes. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, this is going backwards. Like, and I'm not really saying it out loud yet because I know Dusty's gonna be mad. And then all of a sudden it starts going back forward. I'm like, oh, okay, we're good. And then it goes to like 20 minutes past, and I'm like, okay, this is not accurate. Like, I don't know when we're gonna be there. And I was like, Dusty, pull it up on your phone and see what it says. And it says the same thing. I'm like, oh my goodness, we're gonna be really late for this appointment. And we had just told Cyrus that we were gonna be there like 15 minutes
No,
prior.
well, that was the funny part too, though, because when Cyrus didn't say anything on the phone, but you could hear it in his voice. He's like, "Oh, you guys are going to be here like right on time." I'm thinking to myself, God. Oh my goodness.
But anyways, we ended up getting there about 15 minutes early. Some way, somehow. I have no idea how it worked out, but it all
So in other
worked out.
words, don't trust Google Maps.
It was a little. I don't know what was
Little
going on.
wonky.
I don't know if it was because of the road work and we made it through. I don't know.
We made it. We did drive fast. It was funny. Jake would drive fast going up hills, and then I said, I'm like, dude, why are you slowing? Well, I'm going fast up the hills, Dusty. And then when we come over, I slow it back down just in case there's a cop. So that's what we were doing. It was like a roller coaster. But
I'm hitting 90, 95, and then over the hill, just kind of goes. Okay, we're good to go.
And now the Pleasant Hill Police Department's going to be chasing
Yeah.
you down.
I don't speed through town.
What I really love your guys' time awareness, but I also really love his lack of a time awareness, because there's like control and like intention behind being somewhere at a certain time, but then there's like freedom and openness to like going with the flow and just kind of showing up when you want.
yeah,
So I think there's a time and a place for all of it.
And my whole family knows it too. Like they will literally tag me in posts and like tag somebody that if they're late, you get $5 million. I've gotten that tag with every single family member because I'm very bad with like family events. I mean, it's not like I'm there late, but I'm there 15, 20 minutes late at every single event. Just happens that way. I'm usually the last one there. And they're like, oh, Jake's here.
We've never clapped when you came in before.
Well, not at this, because you guys aren't family. You guys aren't even friends.
No, I'm saying that was
I'm joking.
sarcasm. We have.
So from a business standpoint, I want to talk about goals. Really
Okay,
quick.
hold on. Before we transition into that, what if someone is trying to get better about health and wellness? What's one
Okay,
piece of
good
advice
question.
that you would give them in trying to be motivated and/or consistent?
Have a plan of action. Whatever that plan of action is, and stick to it. So, for instance, for me, make the meal plan, get the groceries, and then I'm set for
Yeah.
the week.
That's good. That's really good.
I need to think more.
Okay.
Have some kind of emotional attachment to that.
Okay.
Make it a reason. Make there a reason behind why you're doing it. Know your why. I know it's kind of cliche, but
If it's the gym, just go. Don't worry about even what you're gonna do there. Just
get
there.
If you get there, you'll feel way better.
Just go and get there. And if it's meal related, don't worry about what exactly you're eating. Don't hyper focus on that yet. Focus on just making meals for the week. If it's dinners or if it's lunches, whatever, it kind of depends on what your schedule looks like. But just get to the gym and make a meal and then build on that as you go.
Yeah, and I would elaborate on what I said. Like, I guess, you go to the gym. Everybody says, "Okay, I want to go there because I want to look a certain way." Don't let that be the driving factor, right? Like that's of course there, but go there for another reason. Get another reason, right? And like we were talking to Caleb about, just getting good energy. Like going to the gym and getting a great workout in the morning, there's nothing better that'll wake your ass up.
It sets my whole mood for my whole day.
Then you feel good. You've accomplished one awesome thing right off the bat. So now you've already had a good start to your day, and you're already feeling a little confidence.
Yeah.
You've already got that swag. So.
Yeah, I think all those things are really good. I think it's just finding something that you're going to enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Find something
That
you're going to enjoy
matters.
doing. And for me, on diet wise, the most consistent thing that I've ever been able to stick to has been the intermittent fasting piece.
Yeah. That we all do that.
It's.
I mean, really.
The only time I really struggle with the intermittent fasting is whenever I go to Amanda's parents' house, because her mom makes a million just goodies, and they're all really, really good. And I wake up, and normally I would wait to eat till noon, but there's a peanut butter cookie with a Hershey's Kiss in the middle, and that looks pretty good for breakfast. And so I suck at that.
Yeah.
But I think, something that you can sustain, right? That you enjoy doing, and all those things go into it. Like it helps it helps me look better. It helps me feel better. It helps. It's something that I know I can continue to do.
When you have I'm a 100% believer in this. When you are getting good workouts in the gym, okay, that's going to basically transfer to everything else that you're doing in life. It's going to transfer over because if you get a good workout in the morning, you're already feeling good. You're sore, whatever that is, you're already feeling great. Then that's going to transfer over to your mindset. It's like, okay, I just did something good for my body. Then you're already feeling good. That's going to transfer over to your work, right? You do good. It's like the Deion Sanders thing. You look good, you feel good, you play good, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's literally that. Like you're going to feel good there. It's going to transfer over to that, to your relationship, whatever that is. So
Absolutely.
Look good, feel good. When you feel good, you do good. When you do good, you are good.
Yep. And everybody knows that. I mean, it's not. It's just creating a habit.
Yeah, but it's easy to say it. It's easy to say it, and it's hard to do. So
Yeah.
Follow through.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, what about personal goals, like with money, business, that type of stuff, financial stuff? What about all that?
Staying motivated.
Yeah, staying motivated with that. That's not really a time of the year thing. I think for us, one of the things that we've continued to do, and we've talked about goals on a lot of our podcasts, we continually talk about our goals. I mean, we do team meetings every single morning. We talk about where we're at. We talk about where we want to be, what we've got going on. And then just the conversations that we have too when we're not even at work, right? Just, hey, these are ideas that we have. This is where, these are all the things that we can do. And then we go and we figure out a way to put those into action. I just think it's a continuous thing that I'm more motivated now with our business than I was even when we started. So,
Right.
I don't know. I don't think we've really struggled with that at all.
No.
Not yet.
I think,
We will.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What were you gonna say?
I think I also default to an idealized version of what I want my life to look like. And so I have to take action in a certain way if I want my ideal life to be, whatever that is. So, that just kind of keeps me going, whatever that version looks like for you. I think it's going to be different for everybody. A lot of people it's family oriented, a lot of people it's money oriented or real estate. And when I say real estate, I really just mean like the home that you live in oriented. Maybe you want to live in a certain type of house, or maybe it's a combination of all of those things.
So like now for us, we have to stay motivated because there's no security. Like if we're not putting in
Just
the
being a
time,
business owner,
yeah,
I mean,
as
yeah.
a business owner, if we're not putting in the
Yep.
time, the energy, the everything that we have to do, and keeping that attitude for our employees as well, then this doesn't work. Like if we're not staying with it now, are there days where it's like, I just really don't want to go to work today?
Yeah.
You're gonna have that with any job. But my point is like right now there is no security as far as
What
like,
did I say to you this morning, Michaela?
When?
When I woke up, or when I was after I woke up, when I was in the fridge.
We'd rather be in a deer stand today.
I wish I was.
Probably something to that effect.
I said, "Hey, babe, you going to work today?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I said, I feel like sometimes we're like talking about school. Like, do you want to skip today? Yeah, I'd like to skip
She goes,
today.
What do you want to do?
But we,
Yeah, I like to skip.
and that feeling is still there. Like,
Yes,
some days
absolutely.
you don't want to
Anybody
show
who
up, but you
said-
you do.
Anybody who says they want to go to work every single day is lying. Everybody
true.
doesn't want to do it. And that's what makes it better is when you
For
don't
me,
want to
it's-
do something and you still do it. Because
For me, it's ebbs and flows. Like some days I do, and some days I don't.
no, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Like
okay.
at some point, there's everybody has a day where they don't want to go to work, right? Everybody does. Doesn't matter if you're Grant Cardone or if you're Dustin Mounts or Jake Warren, Michaela Warren, Amanda Mounts, whoever that is. Like we always have a day or
Yeah.
2 days or maybe a month where you don't want to have to work.
Yeah.
But guess what? You still show up, and that's the point to like acknowledge. Like, yeah, there's gonna be days where you don't want to do nothing, sit at the couch, watch TV, whatever it is, go hunting, do nothing at all, whatever that is. Everybody has those days, but it's stepping out to say, hey, no. Now
That's
these
not
are the days
really
that we do have to push through, and we have to do more on those days, right? It's easy to do a lot of stuff whenever you're motivated, right? You're feeling coming into work jacked up and I'm going to get a bunch of shit done today, right? That's easy. Anybody can do
Right.
that. But it's the days that separate you is the days that you don't want to go to work, which everybody has. And when you get to work, actually doing more on those days than you do on those days that you feel motivated. And that's easier said than done. I'm not saying I'm there yet, but
But
Yeah.
I feel like the conversations like we're 30, we have so many goals of where we're going to be in 10 years. Okay, and we have consistently had those conversations of where our business is going to be in 5 years, in 10 years, and I think the thing that helps us do exactly what you're talking about is that we continually talk about where we want to be at,
Yeah.
where we're going to go, and because we know we're not going to get there if we
Yep.
don't
Correct.
do the things that you're talking about
Yeah.
right
Yep.
now. And because people will ask me, well, how's it different owning a business and being able to just come in and go whenever you want? Well, it's all about how you approach it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
And because we could, and we do have a lot of freedom,
Yeah.
and we do, have it. Jake and I are hunting this month a lot, and the girls are going to Cancun, and
we are.
no, not really.
Everybody heard that.
Yeah, this is getting posted on the internet.
But I don't know. I think that's one area like where we really
yeah. And I think really, like for me, like I've actually seen it where it's easier for you to slack off and not do as much, right? When you're in control of everything.
for sure.
And because for me at least, like I've always we've all had employers, like somebody else
You have to
writing
clock
the checks.
in and clock out.
Clock in,
Yeah.
clock out. And
Yeah.
a lot of people, not everybody's like this, but a lot of people go into work and they work their ass off for another person really hard, but then they go into business for themselves, and then they're like, oh well, no, I don't have to do that. They don't have anybody kind of there pushing
To hold them accountable.
to hold them accountable. So what a big thing that I do is I'm always trying to listen to the Cardones of the world. I've been listening to this guy named Chris Nagel. There's guys out there, and there's a couple other guys that I really like listening to that are basically the Cardones of the world that are closer to our age, right? And those guys, I'm not saying they hold me accountable, but they have good strategic things that they do on a day-to-day basis, and they're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like this one guy, I cannot think of his name right now, but he's always like he's flipped over 500 homes, and he's probably 33, 34. He's owns over like $100 million worth of real estate, and he's still going to seminars, going to these things, and getting in front of people that the Cardones of the world that they are pushing them. Like, hey, no, you're very small and realistic on what you're actually doing. There's always a bigger fish out there, and it's not about being the biggest fish. It's just about realistically being uncomfortable. Right? The day we have it all figured out is the day we start going backwards. Right? Like that's where where we're at now with all the infinite banking and velocity banking that we're doing. Like it's new to us. So for me, I get fired up about it, and I'm more motivated than I've ever been probably since we've even opened this business up. Because insurance is I've been in insurance for a while, and it's kind of boring for me. Like it's kind of like, blah. I know what I'm doing. I'm not saying I know everything, but I feel confident with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it kind of comes a little bit easier. So it's like, and I just had this conversation last night with somebody, and like I'm kind of get bored, right? When you get bored, what happens? You start going backwards. So
You need something to spice it up.
correct.
Keep
So if
things
you're
going.
always in the next, if you're always sitting at a table where you don't know what the hell you're doing, that's good. Because guess what? You got to figure out what you have to do, and that will drive you.
Yeah.
To piggyback on something that you were just saying, you're consuming content from people who are very much in the same mindset.
Yeah.
And that's something that I do religiously, and I can definitely tell a difference in my headspace whenever I'm not doing that. Constantly listening to people who have businesses of their own that are that also have a family and that can manage it all. I love listening to people that are doing what I am doing or want to do. So having those people in my ear and listening to the things that they do and the things that they say, that's really helpful to keep me in that direction.
Sure.
One of the really easy ways to do that too, and I've started doing this a lot really over the last 6 months, is instead of at night when it's 9 o'clock and I'm sitting in the chair and maybe Amanda's falling asleep, something like that, instead of watching Netflix, I'll hop on YouTube and I will watch.
Yep.
I used to do it so much more, and now I feel much better and more motivated now that I'm doing it again. But like all the Chris Noggles YouTube videos, Cardone's YouTube videos, any of these guys that we want to learn from that are motivating us. Gosh, you go to bed at 9:30 at night after you just watch a 30-minute YouTube video that just got you jacked up, and you wake up the next day and you're all excited about it, and that's way more productive than just kind of just vegging out and consuming
Yeah.
something that entertains
for sure.
you.
You added
Your mind is
value.
going. Yeah, and that's a really easy thing for anybody to do.
Yeah.
Don't have to buy a book on Audible. You don't have to read a book. Like YouTube is unreal with those
With the amount
all
of
the
Yep.
people. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would recommend that.
Even if it's November and you're watching The Hunting Public, it's still motivating.
yeah.
Yeah. No, and it doesn't even have to be about, business. Like, there's people out there that are, they're fine with going to their job and working their ass off for another person, and that makes them feel good. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's all about everybody's differences. Like, everybody
sure.
what their wants. Like, we're not going to sit here and say, like, you have to do that, right?
Right.
To have a happy life or successful life. Success comes in all different types of ways. So
Yeah.
I like learning new stuff. I I don't want to be bored. When I get bored, I become bad. I mean, really, my habits are not good when I'm bored. So I need to be busy. I need to be doing something new. I need to be learning about something new and trying to be in front of other people that, in my opinion, know way more than me.
Yeah.
So-
That's what I was going to say is what keeps me motivated in a business personal growth type mindset is just to always be learning. Whatever that looks like, just always try to continue to learn and grow.
Yeah, that's how we evolve and morph from caterpillar to butterfly constantly.
Yep.
Yeah, I think constantly changing it up, like that's it's always been
Yeah.
important. Like
For sure.
doing something new. Just doing something new to challenge you. So anyway, got anything else? We're good?
Motivation on health and wellness, business. Yeah, I think that's good. That was a good conversation.
Go Chiefs.
Yeah.
Got them
Yes.
Chiefs.
Got the Titans. Do you know
Chiefs by
that,
a mil.
Do you know that Andy Reid is 1-8 against the Titans?
Sorry, we're going to whoop them.
By the
We're
time
going to roll
people
them.
by the time people view this, we're already going to know the answer to that game.
Yeah, I guarantee. Well, I already know what the score will be,
Do
actually.
we want to say our predictions?
Oh, yeah,
here?
it'll be 31-10.
Okay,
What?
let's just not have a repeat of last year.
Sheer
against the
confidence.
Titans.
over
100%.
Jake says 31-10.
31-10. We're gonna freaking roll them.
I'm gonna go 38-13. 38-13. Actually, no, I'm changing it. We're scoring 40. 41-13. We're rolling them.
I'm hoping Kadarius Toney goes off for 55 points on fantasy football. Baby.
Did you pick him up?
Going down, yeah. I had to.
You started him? You
Let's
started?
go.
In my big league,
Okay, there we
Let's
go.
go 35-14.
35-14.
you guys are all copied
Obviously
off
in
my
favor of the
freaking
Chiefs
number.
for everybody.
41-13.
What's the Titans score or record this year?
Like
Same as us.
negative. No,
Okay.
no,
It is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Lost
Look it up.
2. Is
No,
that right?
Lost 2 games.
Okay,
Okay.
you're lying.
They've lost 2 games. They're actually ahead of us in the standings. They are in
Okay.
second in the AFC. We are in
Oh,
third.
Dusty's lying. I'm gonna prove him wrong on live TV.
I'm
you
gonna
like-
say 30
They are
to
How?
27.
30-27.
They are 5-2.
Close one. I just don't want to feel after Sunday's game how I felt in Nashville last year. I just don't want a repeat of that.
We won't. Don't worry about it. Patrick Mahomes is pissed.
He's ready to retaliate.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you so much
Alright.
for listening to the podcast. Hopefully, you learned something and can implement something into your own life, whether you're trying to stay motivated or get motivated in your health and wellness or in your business. I feel like all of these concepts can be also applied to relationships. They can
Yep.
be applied to having a relationship with your kids. I mean, literally any sector of your life, you can apply these concepts.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
Getting through the winter slump. Let's do it.
let's do it. Thank you guys for listening.
Peace out.
Bye.
Peace out. Good job, you guys.